on the beat.
So welcome to On The Beats podcast. My name is brentbalfour and I'm here in Coryal, fellas. I ain't hearing all there. Let me hear some noise. Right, brought to you by brentbalfourproductions. Today is actually, watch me, International Boy Child Day. Fellas, go on. Yeah. Yes. So let me introduce you to the panel, right? To the fellas amongst us, the big men are amongst us, right? Watch me, don't smile, you know, don't smile. Hey, alright. So from my left, Eliel Briggs. He's a nurse. He works with ERHA, right? Give it up for Eliel Briggs. Yeah. Right. Anthony Goddard, Coast Guard, give him up. Christopher Mears, right, producer and radio announcer. Come on. And Floyd Edwards, pastor of Seventh Day Adventist Church. Cool. So we are going to be on YouTube, on all the social media networks, right? Yes, so you can share to your friends, because today we're talking about male issues, right? So let me get down to the detail, right? Let me talk about hygiene a little. You understand? Yeah. Smell, yeah. Take a sniff first. Take a sniff. Right? Take a sniff a little, right? So fellas, here what is he saying? I go aim at Mr. Briggs right now, right? What are some of the common hygiene mistakes that boys make during puberty?
I think during that time, sometimes one thing I actually noticed, they tend to not bathe, you know.
They not. Watch me.
And that is a serious thing.
Yeah.
Because you have mothers saying, how long am I going to go and bathe? They want to go and bathe. Now that's an important thing. Because at this point in time, you're going through puberty, you know what the other listen. When you're going through puberty, these hormones and cause you to have a little scent. Right? You also have things like hair growing in your, under your arms and in your pubic areas, and that also traps scent. So bathing might be very common, but you need to always bathe at least 2 times a day. And next thing that they tend to do, they don't tend to change the clothes enough. When you bathe, you need to put on what kind of clothes? Clean clothes, right? Some people don't do that. You know, the socks might be days they wear no socks, right? Things like that. Simple little things, because the thing is, I'm sure you guys know all the things you need to do in terms of hygiene. Yes. But you just have to keep doing it. You can't stop.
Scrub that arm.
Scrub your arm. You also have to shave too, you know?
Yeah, you shave too. If you ain't shave that, I'm gonna...
Because remember the hair, chop scent and things, so you have to shave and things.
Yeah, some advice on the mouth.
I get point, you have to brush it. So these are just some of the simple but common errors, I think.
So Mr. Briggs, are you listening? So Mr. Briggs, what kind of, you don't talk about some of the habits, right? Because I remember, just like what you now say, I remember growing up, fellas, my mom used to tell me the same thing, boy, go on bed, right? Yeah, and I don't know why we avoid water. Something about water and fellas. Yeah,
The water cool.
yeah, the water cool. You understand? Something about water and fellas don't go hand in hand. But I want to find out, is it also because, are you listening? Is it also because do fellas have mood swings? You understand? We always hear about mood swings with the ladies. But the fellas now, we just develop our attitude sometimes. Not all the time, yeah? But do fellas actually have mood swings according to our makeup?
Well, yeah, fellas tend to have mood swings, but definitely not like the females. So it's not a major concern to say like fellas having these big mood swings because of the hormones. Most of the time that fella getting mood swings is something in the space, like in the environment. Some issue happening that affecting him psychologically that causing that mood swing. But to say a man and he always getting mood swings, he moody, that is not very common.
So how can fellas handle their emotional stress? They're under emotional stress and these type of things.
Well, first of all, you have to realize that at an adolescent age, you're moving from a child to a man. Your problems are changing, and you don't know how to manage your problems as a man. So you have to find men, and that's where the fathers really come into play. Right? So you have to have a man who already know and understand how to deal with the issues that men deal with, should be able to guide you as a child now becoming a man into how to deal with these issues, because a lot of the issues is more psychological issues that the adolescents go through at this stage, especially for the boys. Right? So it's about getting that right. And sometimes you may not have a father at home, but you have a teacher in school and taken your uncle and grandfather, somebody. And if you find a man with good emulate that man, you know what I mean?
So, Mr. Floyd, just like how he now highlights about the emotional stress that fellas is be going through, do you encounter young fellas that going through the same thing, and spiritually, what do you tell them how can you guide these young men?
Very interesting conversation. Let's just go back to, let's give me a minute. Let's just go back to hygiene a little bit and we'll come forward. So let's because the world is more modern, hygiene is not just a simple conversation about bathing.
Right.
We could take it into what we call self-care. That is something that man wasn't privy. Yeah. That is something he wasn't privy to. Ladies took care of themselves. Bathe, grease, cream, smell nice. Yeah, them fellas are talking. Who know more than we up here? I'll give you a minute. Yeah, I don't think we are that long, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you a minute. So what I'm saying is that when we talking hygiene now, we talking that intentional scrubbing your fingernails, cutting your nails, cleaning your hands, toenails, all the dirt between your nails. It's not normal for your nail to be black. But as a boy, your culture to be rough and rugged now. So you get away with it. Nobody would accept a girl who rough. She had to be looking. So what has happened? Boys get caught up in a psychosocial understanding about it's alright to look scrappy. And even not looking scrappy now, you conduct yourself a certain way. Even today, one of the classics, don't feel no way, but one of the realities we have, where everybody plaiting their hair. So what has gone now, the first 4 or 5 days of the plait hair, you're fresh. Eh? And then the hair started grow.
Got a smell.
I ain't too sure about that. I ain't saying that about it. Let's get into the. I ain't sure. It started look as it started look raggy. The edges is not as fresh as when you now get. That's all. So when you're talking hygiene, you have to understand. You're talking not just about how you smell, but how you look. Just to iron your clothes, clean clothes. All those are concepts wrapped up into hygiene. And when you see that youth man in the middle there, you just pay attention. Yeah, thanks. No. And that's the next thing too. Even self-care, follow me. Even self-care, you learn to care about people. So in other words, if you care about yourself, then you'll be, when you tell people, go become essential in your mind because you learn to be respectful. Oh, everybody here, you want somebody respect you? So then it had to go out. So self-care is not a one-off. It's a part of the whole. It's an understanding. It breeds the respect that when people up here talking, you could listen. And it's a big picture thing so that as you grow, when we talking to the question you now ask about mood swings and control, if you learn to discipline yourself, like to keep quiet when we talking, you learning self-control. What's the word?
Self-control.
So if we up here and you down there and you feel you have to talk down there, you demonstrating that you don't have self-control. If you continue that, you'll grow older and you will struggle with exams, you will struggle with homework, you will struggle with the basic things in school because you don't have
self-control.
You'll get into the workspace, you and your foreman go fall out, you and the boss go fall out because you don't have
self-control.
So you talk hygiene is not a one-off. It is the beginning of a practice that shapes you into somebody of value. And in that space, what is happening now, you're able to deal with the issues Sir was talking about in the context of when things don't go your way, how do I respond? Do I trip off? Do I get vexed? Do I stop talking? Do I? So you're growing into somebody who, what we say now is valuable. Why? Because you're making a positive difference in the space. It's not just making a difference. Some of you in the room here making a difference. You're disturbing the class, you're distracting your friends, your phone on, you're showing them what you think important. So you're not making a positive difference. And as you grow older, the development, the plan in the program is to get you not just to make a difference, but to make a positive difference.
All right. Cool.
I want to add as well, in terms of hygiene. I don't know if you guys started wearing deodorant as well, but not all deodorants would match your skin. So that is something that you can look at as well. So if you find you're putting on a deodorant, but you still find you're smelling after an hour or two, switch the deodorant, right? Find a nice little cologne too. If you find the cologne not really matching, and after you spray and you're still smelling kind of way, you know what I mean? You have to smell yourself now and again, you know what I mean? Nothing wrong with smelling yourself. Make sure that you're smelling good. If it's cologne not connecting with your skin, then you can switch it up again as well, right? So I just want to add that in terms of hygiene.
Identity. Pastor talk about plaiting hair, right? We in the atmosphere of where a growing back here. Look, I learn someday too, you understand? Right? Eyes wash it. But how about identity? Can these simple trends be, fellas, are you listening? Can these simple trends cause a crossing in identity? You understand? Because long time I couldn't even grow my hair because my father will say, hey, long hair is for women. You understand? So in today's society where we have gay rights and men want to become women want to become men, right? How a young fella now can find their identity, stay in their true identity in the midst of this type of world.
Somebody said it there. Be yourself. Being yourself. All right? And you find first of all, to find your identity, you have to. I would encourage you to find your identity with God. All right? Because He is the creator of everything in this world. So find your identity with God first, and then find your identity with yourself. You have to love yourself before you can love other people. Right? Your identity is not in your hair. Your identity is not in the Jordans that you have on. The identity is not the tight pants or the baggy pants you have on. Your identity is not in the big chain or the gold ring or the gold teeth or the brands or the amount of girls you have. You know what I mean? That is not your identity. Your identity is found within yourself. First of all, find your identity with God and then love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love other people. So it's good to just kind of sit down by yourself for a little while. It could take a week, it could take a day, or however. Sit down and discover what it is that you like. Why are you here? You're not on the earth by chance. You're here for a purpose. Right? Sit down and think about it. I mean, I know we're young, you want to go and sweat or whatever, that kind of thing. But late at night, before you sleep, just sit down and think, what am I here for? What can I do? What's my gifts? What's my talent? Anybody here could sing? Anybody could chant? Anybody could sing here?
Sing?
Yeah. Alright. Y'all little boys here. Anybody could dance? You have dancers here?
I could really dance.
Give me a little thing there. Give me a little thing now. Alright. Anybody could produce music? Anybody else DJ? You have any DJs? You have DJ? You have DJ? Alright. What program does you use? Okay. Alright. Anybody into karate and that kind of stuff? Alright. So just my encouragement to you guys, discover what you're good at. Right? Swimmer? Alright. So that right. So that's something that you love. And discover all these things, and in discovering these things that you love to do, discovering these things that you're passionate about, you begin to love yourself more. And don't try to compare yourself with other people, because only you could be you. Right? Don't try to compare yourself with other people. Try to develop your gift and your craft. Love yourself and, love others. That's how you find your identity.
Talk about that last bit there. You understand? Don't compare yourself to other people. And Anthony, watch me, things like peer pressure. Watch me, you see like that clip in corner there? Yeah. You see that clip? Right? I'm sure everybody is acting the same. So, is peer pressure in a scenario, do they identify with a group?
So, you look at the reality, right? Stigma is pervasive. It encompasses a lot. The way you present yourself, whether you're on time, you're late, you're talking while other people talking, you're deliberately trying to distract other persons. You're just around for trying to be around, but you don't know why you're here. You all know why you all are here? Yeah. Well, if you know why you're here, why not try to positively contribute to what is happening? And if that is not something you can do, why not allow other persons to do that? So we go back to how you present yourself. If you present yourself as talkative, easily distracted, you come with your hair probably out, you're not combed, you present yourself a particular way. Yeah.
The feel is that.
The feel is what? Is that?
You're looking nice.
So how many times people see you and assume that you just misbehave? You're a bad John.
Yes, sir.
How much times people just see you and assume it is misbehaved? Why? Why do you think that is? Appearance. But your name calling, the know you as one thing. So it attaches itself to you and it follows you throughout your life. What's that? A delinquent. Yeah, a delinquent don't just appear. It's patterns, symptoms, causes. Exactly the same thing the pastor was talking about. So again, the way you present yourself is the same way people will be. When it comes to, as you mentioned, peer pressure.
Yeah.
If you talking and you want the man in front of you to talk, just because you want to talk, you will encourage him to talk. He may not want to talk, but he'll feel the need to talk simply because persons around him speaking. He might actually want to pay attention or contribute, but because you're distracting him, he feels the need to appease you, to please you, by also speaking. Peer pressure, as simple as that.
What is a man?
What is a man? Who want to take that one?
So if you're talking man, you can borrow from let me take creation. Who make man? God. So if you believe in God, then you can talk to man from the creation story. If you don't believe, then man go have a different. So if you believe in God, then man is who God made. And then what make it interesting is we can tie that into identity, because if you're talking man, opposite to man is what? Woman. So that when you're talking identity, you're seeing the difference between the two. That's something women does do and some men does do. Then you get into in the physical. What's the main difference between a male and a female? Body parts here, but what's the main difference? What men have that women don't have? So basically what you have is you have more muscle. No. Shh. So that is why. Hold on. So give my attention here. So that is why you find at the adolescent phase, men develop faster. You get more muscle, you get bigger, stronger, you can lift more, because physically you designed to do more. So when you talk identity wrapped up in purpose, you find that working hard in the physical space is part of your design. So when you talk about maleness, you have to talk about maleness in the concept of the whole physiology, not just the psychology, who you are. So you can do more. And because you can do more, you should do more. That is part of it. That is why as a father, you require to sacrifice. You could do more to make sure your family okay. So when we're talking identity, we talk about all those things when you see yourself, because when your father did that for you, it meant something, and therefore you want to keep the cycle going, where we have a space where men grow up to contribute, not just to make children and hope they survive. So all that is wrapped up in the, because when your identity is strong, there are certain things you wouldn't get involved in. And just to borrow from the issue of peer pressure, if I ask the question, how many of you are followers in here? How many of you are followers? Yeah. So you are lead. That's a good one, that's a good one. So who is a comedian is the next one. Well done. So if I ask the difference between who is a leader in here, raise your hand. Alright. So if I ask who is a follower, pop your hand. Right, hold on. Don't mark nobody. Now that's what a leader does. A leader not ashamed to say who he is or what he does. So for most of you, you are followers, but you don't even know. You're a follower. So that when you decided to buy a certain shoes, or plait your hair, or cut it a certain way, or what else do, or smoke. For most of you, that decision to smoke wasn't because you needed to smoke, it's because you see your friends and you had to learn to smoke. Your cough up, you're nearly dead, your eye red, and you have to catch it back. And you're doing that because you see somebody else. So the reality is, all of us are followers. Hello? All of us are followers. But you shame to admit that. Like that group in the middle who just doing what one another doing. They just following one another because nobody want to lead. A leader when I say, now is not the time to talk, let me pay attention. So in other words, to be destructive is what society tells you a leader does at this age. Because I was in that space, I used to sit in the back of the class. So I know that space. It is okay to be disruptive. People like the one who is disruptive, the one who makes the class laugh, the one who answers the teacher. But let me ask you a question. Who does pass the exams? Who does pass the exams? The person who disrupts most of the time struggles in school. They are not A students. Let me talk facts now. Let me talk facts. So they like talk and all they bubbling up and down the place. But pay attention. Those who are disruptive, always talking, getting kicks, writing, had the latest phone, always know what's going on. Them and the girls real good. All of them, ask a question. Are they good in their schoolwork? No. Not all, some. So which means, what you're identifying, that is a follower, and you're following the
Wrong crowd.
Let me make it simple for you. Where are we? Where are we? In school. What school for? What school for? What school for? What school for? So watch it, right? No, we now talk about the followers. We now talk about the followers. That is alright, we are accustomed to it. Watch it. School is for? But then, you feel it okay to come to school and not learn. But watch this. What the football field for? Right. Can we go on the football field so we come to play football and somebody take out music and we start to dance? When you go on the football field, what do you do? Is it acceptable to do anything else on the football field when you're there? So that how come now, how is it acceptable to come to school to learn and it's alright to play the fool? Somebody taught you that. You is a follower. Because if you was a leader, you'd have been learning. You don't understand that, you know? You come to school where the environment say learn, but the society teach you, nah boy, learning not important. Let me go in the back of the lockers. Who are the pack? Let me nick. Favorite. What's the favorite? What's the favorite? Right? Deuce. Right. So that if I ask you what's the square root of deuce? If I ask you what's the square root of deuce? What? Oh, so them out. Go and do all the homework. So that are you ashamed to answer that, man? Listen to me. The reason why you're in that position is because without even knowing it, from society since back then, they taught you how not to pay about what is important. Every one of you agree, on the football field, you will only play football. True? But in school, you can do everything else but learn. That is what a follower does. Because you're not following what school is for, you're following what other people tell you. So when you talk the identity, It is the ability to rise above what people want you to do and do what you should do.
And may I add to that too? I went to school in Northeastern College, and I was a follower just like some of you guys. I want to be with the fellas, the popular guys. They're the popular guys who are on the football field. They're the popular guys who are the girls. In fact, before Northeastern, I went Junior Sec. Junior Sec back in those days had morning shift and it had evening shift, right? I had a partner, 2 partners. He had a girl in morning shift and he had a girl in the afternoon shift. And all like that then, I wanted that same thing too. I want girls in morning shift. I wanted girl in the afternoon shift. But then after a while, I got in trouble in school, right? Here what happened. A girl pencil fall on, but she skirt was kind of short now. Right? Nah. So a partner of mine tell me look back, right? So when I look back, I see like she legs open. So I turn back. I see because I'm not really on that kind of vibe, right? But then her pencil fall on. So I turn back and pick up the pencil and give it to her and tell her that her pencil fall on. Then she thought I was looking, I pick up the pencil to look under her dress and all kind of thing, and then we get in trouble with a teacher, and a teacher called my parents, right? The teacher tell my parents, the friends that your son are wrong will get him in trouble, right? And when I went home, I didn't get licks, but my parents and they sat me down and tell me, the friends that they're keeping, they'll get you in trouble. Don't follow wrong company, right? You know, after I didn't instantly stop lying with them because you still want the girls, you still want to be popular, you still want to have money, and you still want to move with the crew, right? But after a while, I started to pull away from them, and I wasn't even doing well in school, right? I started to pull away with them and started lying with other friends who were a little more quiet, but they were getting the work done. And in that turnaround in my life, I discovered there are plenty talents and gifts that I have that my friends and them would never discover because they're always distracted, ducking class, running after girls and all kind of stuff, and not taking the time to discover who they are. I learned how to play music, I learned how to dance, I learned how to produce, I learned how to sing, and I learned a whole set of other stuff in terms of why I am in the position that I am now in media, in radio broadcasting, in music production, and also producing for artists across the world, and also have my own company, Righteous Records Entertainment, right? So I just encouraging you all that sometimes you have to pull away from those who not making sense now, boy. You know, you yourself know they're not making sense. You have to pull away from them and discover who you are, because all of you all have greatness and all here. All of you all have talents. I see in hand there.
My friend wants to ask you a question.
Nah, your friend asked me the question. We big men here.
Hey, yeah,
Ask the question. What's the question? We big boys here. What artist I produced for? I did a song for, anybody know Blessed Messenger? I produced for Blessed Messenger, Showing Gardner. A few, but most of them is gospel artists, eh? Right? I did some work, well, you all know Jaranus? Right, so I did some work with Jaranus. When he was now coming out, he did a Christmas song and a few other artists. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, in terms of who a man is, I just want to share a couple of things, because this whole room, I kind of a little excited understanding that this whole room is full of leaders. All you know that, right? I want to think about something at this point in time. Every male that enters this world is born a leader. Think about this. Structure equals function. So there's a reason why females are females and males are males, because we have different roles and function. So if you have an off-road vehicle, I don't know, is that an off-road vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And I have a racetrack vehicle. Would you take a racetrack vehicle and carry it off-road and then use the off-road vehicle and go and race with it?
Nah.
So think about males as an off-road vehicle, right? We roughly rugged and all of that. The females as the chap. We have different roles and functions because God made us differently. And one of the roles of the man, of a male, is a leader. So when you grow up to have your own family, I want to listen earlier. But when you grow up to have your own family, you are the head of your family. And you have to be able to manage a family. And even in society, males are called to be leaders. So wherever you go now, I am a nurse, right? In nursing is a female-dominated profession. And everywhere I go is women. If I walk into a room, the women in the room automatically look to me for leadership. Whether I could be the lowest nurse, but because I am male, females naturally look to males for leadership. And you have to understand, if you continue to be a follower for the rest of your life, if you continue to just do things because your partner doing it and do things because it looking good, then you will never reach your fullest potential in life. You will never become the leader that God intended you to become. Because each and every one of you here is a leader. Now let's say this for me. Say, I am a leader.
I am a leader.
Say it again. Say it loud and stronger. I am a leader.
I am a leader.
I was born to be a leader.
I was born to be a leader.
And I will be the best leader that I can be.
I will be the best leader I can be.
If everybody, woman, have a part of life to follow, right? Let's say in the third room and take a different part. And it will be the same or it will be different to everybody else.
So I think he's talking in terms of what we call a determinist view or predestined.
Yeah.
In that I am bound to do this. And if I choose not to do this, what will my life? So the question is, are you bound to do that? Because life is about choices. So in other words, you didn't born to go in any one direction, except you choose it. Every road you take is made by choice. When you get up this morning, you choose what to do. When you came in this room, you came in this room already made up in your mind that this don't make sense. Hello? You don't say this ain't making sense. Them fellas can't tell me nothing. What could help me? I know what I'm doing. However, with all what you know what you're doing, you're living in your mother's house, you have no bank account, you're dependent, you ensure the life going, and everything you do is based on somebody else. Even if you're on the block, even if you feel it's a big boy and you're on the block, and whatever you're doing, you're lying with the boss. Wherever is the boss own. If the boss come out here and tell you, don't come back here, you can't come back. So it all way you're playing, and you're rated up yourself like if you're special. You're not special. You're a follower. And you have to understand leadership takes space in your space. So you can be a leader like, so you're in charge of the group. But remember, you're also a leader in that you're in charge of yourself. Right? Like that fella in the back of you talking since we come in. You want in the back of you? Yeah. You. Yeah, since we come, you just going off. But I said, no, remember, we have choice. What we have?
Choice.
And nobody can take away your choice. You could choose to disrupt this class. You could choose to not contribute. You could choose to not listen. You could choose to listen. Because remember, the human being designed in terms of the conscious and the subconscious. So without even knowing it, you learning some things right here as we talk. That as you go through life, you might remember, hey, I hear that somewhere, boy. It's important, because that's how we make up. But if you are not intentional on making yourself somebody and improving, then you continue to be a follower.
Yeah, but all you don't have Facebook, and all you have Facebook? You have Facebook? All right. So, Anthony, talking about social media, right? We started with social media. In your profession, it have a sort of level of discipline, right? Self-discipline, because remember, and when we reach home, we scrolling. We only scrolling, we fingers like flickering, right? How can young fellas use social media for a good, positive benefit instead of being addicted in the wrong way and ending up using it for the wrong things?
So it's easy to lose your identity on social media. You're getting pulled every which way. You're not sure if you want to be like this guy. This one posts something randomly, the post doing the wrong things, and what you should really use social media for. Now the best thing that you all have now with social media, information. And with information, it should provide you the best way to make the most positive choice that you can. So, not just following someone just because he has 1 million followers. Just because you ain't even sure what you're doing is right. You're just behind him because, you know, 1 million people are 1,000,001. Why not choose your own path? Why not do some research into something that you may like and make that a social media content? I like barbering. I talk to a partner, hey, let me test my skills on the head. Or I ask for some.
Yeah, true.
Barbers just start cutting in here and it was just good. It had some mistakes, had some many thumbs up, had some many what can I hear out here. But that's how they start. And if you use that with the talent that you have, it can become a positive. And by simply doing that, you're influencing others to do the same. And that's how you spread positive content on social media. You're scrolling through on a daily basis, wasting 3 hours. Giving them 3 hours of your life when you could actually do something productive and make your own. And be somebody that's streamlining our market, that making money. You can be a barber on social media now and you're making tons of money. But use it for something positive. Every time you say something on social media, it should be to enhance either your life or someone else's life.
Watch me, it are times when in school, not just this school, but in other schools, when things happen, a fight break out. Watch me, that hitting social media, quick. You understand? Before men part the fight, pull out phone first. We hit him by. You understand? Yeah, pull out the phone first. Upload. Because the aim is exactly likes and shares and followers. Who are the most followers here? Who have over 100 followers? Raise your hand. Over 100. Who have over 1,000? Raise your hand. Who over 5,000? Raise your hand. One person. What? Where's your handle? Why? Where's your
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, because you on social media, right? Because of the nature of your business and so on, and what you actually is do in society. How can the young fellas impact each other in the right way? Because sometimes they use it for violence and to mobilize other people. You understand? Also, check this out too. If all they recognize, what they go on social media for? Girls. What? Killing time. Right. I thought they say what? You understand? Killing time, right? But, and watch me, the kind of entertainment you all want, most of the times is some kind of bacchanal, or some kind of shippiness, right? Violence, right? But how about things that are positive? Do you all actually follow things that are positive? And can young men do such things, follow something that is positive?
Yeah, there are plenty positive stuff that you guys can do. Right now in the age of AI, And right now, y'all could use social media to make money even while you're in school using AI. Y'all know that, right? How many of y'all want money? How much money y'all have? Huh? Millions? What you want? How much you want none? You work for it for yourself? Right. So I was saying, on the social media, you guys could come up with, you could follow those who are teaching you how to make AI books, AI videos. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of programs offered on social media to become an AI movie director. Right? That you creating your own animated world and come up with a good story and sell to the listeners. In fact, even if you have music and you have like an AI storyline that you could put on Instagram, especially TikTok, you are able to make money from those social media handles. Right? Of course, you have to have ID and a credit card and all those kind of stuff so that you'll be able to get the money to your account, but you could ask probably your parents or a big sister or a big brother to help you set up those kind of stuff. But even from now, in fact, there's a lady who taught her son, he is only 10 years, and he created a small little coloring book for children. He used AI, he used ChatGPT, and create a design a whole coloring book, and he posts it up on Amazon, and wherever is sold on Amazon, it comes back to him. His mother set up the account for him, and it goes back to his account. He's only 10 years, and he's making thousands of dollars already. Right? Because he used AI. So you guys could use AI, and I talk about AI because that's the big thing now. Right? You all could use AI to be positive. And instead of watching girls and you have no money, right? Instead of running down a set of people and killing time and you're wasting your time, why not waste your time learning a craft? AI, learn to do music, learn to do broadcasting, learn whatever skill that they want. They can learn woodwork, they can learn metal work, it have all kind of things that you can learn. But why I brought up AI because that is the big thing now on social, and it's easy, right? You just had to think about what it is that you want. Use your brain and think about what you could create that people would like, right? If it's fighting all you like, you could create an AI Mortal Kombat or something. Come up with a different name, you know what I mean? And, make this kind of movie or something like that, So I thought that you could add to, rather than just scrolling through social media, you can make money off of social media using your brain and coming up with ideas that you could create animation or learn a craft as well.
I want to also go back to the fact that leaders and followers, because in social media, you could either be the influencer or you could be influenced. Right? Because when you go out there and you look at all these major streamers like iShowSpeed. Let me take iShowSpeed for instance. When you look at iShowSpeed, what do you learn from it? Anybody tell me something you learn from it? iShowSpeed out there doing nothing, but he making money. But how many of us could be out there doing nothing and making money? We want to be leaders. We want to be leaders. You will find something that you good at, that as Mies was saying, and you go on social media, you can literally make money doing some positive, impacting positively on society. So people can be proud of you. Sometimes you guys, they say they're always in trouble, I don't think let's be proud of that. Anybody are proud of being always in trouble, always being labeled as delinquent? I don't think anybody really does be proud of that. But you get caught up in our system. Here the system, right? you are a product of your environment. So everything that you see, hear, listen to, you grow up around, all of that make you who you are. But there's a chance where you could become something that for maybe years after you gone, you're dead and gone, people could be still talking about you because you would have impacted the human society in such a way, a positive way, that people hear your name is a household name. And that's because you would have changed your environment. And you can actually use social media to change your environment. Because I have about 3 different TikTok accounts right now that I manage, right? When you go on TikTok, your algorithm will bring things to you that it notices that you like. So you could actually get yourself involved in so much of positive things that will change your whole outlook on life. The same person who was smoking, not doing well in class, drinking, running down all the wrong things, is now the person who helping others who was in that same situation come out of that situation, and they can be using social media to do it and impacting positively on your community. And I want you to really think about that today. When you see all is said and done, ask yourself, what is my purpose here? How am I really impacting others as a leader in society? How am I impacting the society? Is it that I am just a delinquent and my whole purpose is to end up in jail, being somebody's wife in jail? Is that what my purpose is? Or do I have something better that I can offer to society? And I want to really think about.
Social media. Social media is people who, when they talk nonsense, they tend to be big behind the screen because they get to hide behind the screen. They tend to be more brave on social media because they get to hide behind the screen. You understand? Who does leave comments and things and comment on other people's things? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if it's comment. Yeah? Nice things, right. But yeah, don't hide behind the screen when you could do it in real life. We ain't talking about the bad things here, we're talking about the good things. Use the screen to your benefit and put it into action as well in real life. Just as how you're trying to lead in school, it can lead on the screen too. Just as how you're trying to figure out or get to know people on the screen, it could get to know people face to face too. You understand? So social media is there to network, to connect, to express yourself. And we are not here to say, hey, don't express yourself. We are here to say express yourself. But use your personality for the right reasons and for the right things. You understand? Think about other people. So, here's another scenario. The last thing we're going to talk about on responsibility. Because if we recognize the society, these days the leaders are women. Why is that? Because we fellas here playing the fool. And we ain't leaving with no subjects. We gonna end up in jail or working at 10 days or some kind of thing, while the women who actually came to school to learn in school, make it, and they get in the positions that we have left available. Now I'm not against women, but I'm just trying to showcase how society have flipped itself. Because the male is not taking up their own responsibility. they're making children and they're running away from their families. A lot of houses right now are fatherless. Exactly. So, Mr. Edward, are you listening? We're focusing on responsibility right now. The stats for lack of fathers in homes right now. Oi, quiet. It's very high. And we have seen the impact it have amongst International Boy Child Day. It all stems from the home. And watch me, I want to urge you before I hand over to him that you don't have to follow the footsteps of your father. Especially if it is a bad footstep, if it's a bad pathway. And I could tell you from experience, right? How can young men break the mold, break the culture that is happening right now?
That's a big question. Let's go back to social media. Social media teaches you to waste time. Hello? Social media say not important. Just follow. So that what it does to you, it doesn't make you a thinker. Encourage you to be a follower. It also desensitizes you. See them fellas in the corner down there? That clip down there. Yeah. It's important. Listen. How you saying that? Watch this, right? You know when a video playing with somebody getting licks, kick and cuff. You're excited, right?
Yes, sir.
Suppose when you're watching that video, you see your little sister.
Wait, I walk.
So all of a sudden, now listen, all of a sudden, the video change. If it's somebody you don't know, it's okay for them to get kick out. Or let me see the one where them boys actually jack up in the corner there and they take off their clothes and then when you watch, you see your sister. You won't watch it again. All of a sudden, you won't watch the video again. When people pass and balling, you're getting horrors now. But because it's not your family, it's okay. So what social media teaches you to do is how to not care. No, you're not aware of that, you know. Remember, you don't understand the society bigger than we. So you get caught in a mole way, it's alright. That is why you can meet a girl, get she pregnant, walk away, because you're being taught to not care. It's not like he's a bad person, no. It's just like all of you talking when the class going on. So you're not a bad person because you talking when we talking. It's just that in your schema, that has become acceptable. For you to not pay attention now doesn't mean you're bad. If you was bad, you would not be in school. You'd let your mother not take she time. Like when the principal came in there just now, all of you was getting things. If you see him, let's have one time. We're going to make no scene. When the principal came in just now, men started looking around and you see things change. Because you understand order, even without knowing it. But society, like social media, see that youth man by the window there? Yeah, you. Yeah, boy, you just go in, boy. Your batteries don't run down at all. Yeah, boy. Whoa. Yeah. You come and tell me what you have. You're a real thing, boy, because since I come, you talking. Come and share it with me now.
Come on, sit down in front.
You got that flick for me? So what was social media doing there? It teaches you to be insensitive. It teaches you to not care. And the music and social music, what kind of music? Gunman lyrics. So everything, it teaches you crime, okay. Kill a nigga. You see that? So the more violent the music, yeah, you and you're glad. But here one man now said just now, if his sister getting licks, he ain't taking that. He gonna respond. War. But you're singing a song that's saying violence okay. So you're getting caught up in that space. So how do you morph that in terms of responsibility? You have to understand it, teaching you not to be responsible. Because number one, when you should be doing your homework, you scroll out your homework time. 1 o'clock in the morning. You're next week at USL. You're next USL Monday. You. Hello, you. Yeah, you want to know USL too, boy. Energizer Bunny. Yeah, you're just going, boy. Yo, come and tell me. Come and cut a flick for me now. But since I come in, you talking. You are real story in your partner. And your partner take it in. He can talk, eh? He can talk. He good. Because you take it in whole evening. You answer me. He talking better than me. So when we talking responsibility now, you have to talk time management. So watch it, right? You scroll through the day. 12 o'clock. You ain't do no homework. You ain't do nothing. You ain't hang your clothes. Wherever. School tomorrow. You're late. You're in a mess. So responsibility is not about you. You know, somebody talk about friends. It will always have bad people around you. Hello? Well, listen. It will always have bad people around you. You have a choice. You could join me. Before I was a pastor, I was a prison officer. You could always have bad people around you. You could be, you get big, you go anywhere, and somebody will call you and tell you, you could be police, army, senator, wherever, it's a racket to run. Always a racket to run. But you always have a choice. You have a choice to say, nah, that's enough for me. I do it the right way. So when people get tired, we don't mean about, they say it wasn't me, you know, it's my friend, and I be a lie. Nobody can carry on thief. You have to decide to pawn your clothes, come out your house and follow them. You making a choice. Who making the choice? So responsibility find itself wrapped up in the choice. You see, all of you choose to follow your phone. All you know the side here, all the thing in. Right now, you can't wait for 12 o'clock. That choice. But hold on. Mark this day. Are you hear me? Yeah. Mark this day, the 18th of May, 2026. And remember what I'm telling you. You will look back and remember, because you're going to be trying to talk to your son a day. And he goes troops and walk off on you. Yeah, you're going to know rock so. No, all you quiet now, all of you thinking and playing. When you try to tell him, come now son, what you doing? And make it worse yet, by then, he might have a gun on him too. So you know you have to take your time. See, daddy will go at you, boy, and he out of it, you know, like this. But that with the society going, and here you go check yourself. I remember when Sir Boy had a podcast, I was trying to let me know. But you're not telling me, you tell yourself you know what you're doing. So when you understand social media, it's a positive thing, yes. It's like when Sir was talking and he said he's a gospel promoter. Yeah, man. Yeah. What's all disrespectful? When Sir he only doing good gospel music, I know your thing here. You wanna hear bad, what the bad, what is? Killer, monster, rah, yeah, thing, girl and she head, rah, color the panty. So here you go, sir. Hold on. Who don't listen music on that thing here? Who don't listen music? Music, you into that kind of music, right? What that music does help you do? Hold on. Since you listen to that music, you get brighter? Who's here? Don't lie here. Since you listen to the music, school will get easier? No. You can concentrate more? Yes. What do you hear? Audi? You in the back there, you tell him, man. So, you know him? You can concentrate more? Yeah. So you said that since you listen to the killer, that you doing better in your schoolwork? Yeah. See us? Who's saying that? Who's saying that? I hear you.
But you will be moody when you're in the maxi.
Because you listen to. No. Hold on. Not little music. Get out. And your grades improve. Right. So we are one. Anybody else? But hold on. The point I'm making is on responsibility, fellas. Hold on. As I'm putting Mike, you was saying, on responsibility, you, to all who talk, listen, man, you are in charge of yourself. Hello? The choices you make are yours. Therefore, how do you teach responsibility? Hey, boy. You have to value your time. So if you value time, you can't waste it. You can't kill it.
Correct.
If you kill time doing nothing, then you're wasting it. Put it to good use. Thank God when you get up in the morning, say a little prayer, but put it to good use.
Quiet on the set.
We're talking about responsibility, right? And you're all in charge of the choices that you make. Just like Duracell is. You're in charge of the choices that you make. Until society decides they will take away your choice and you end up in what kind of system? You end up in the prison system. So you don't have to worry about anything anymore. The housing you, they're going to feed you 3 times a day maybe. And all the extra. So you live in a society where you have to make your own choices. And you stand by the choices that you make. To possibly end up in a system where people making choices, you tell you when to bathe, tell you when to wake up, tell you how to dress. All these men who talking, I've seen it all before. I grew up on a block. I chased you all for over 20 years on our boat, young men like you, pretending to know it all. Because all you believe all is monsters. All you bad. Batman have no retirement plan. Either die young or you end up in prison. I've seen you all crying when monsters actually reach. Because all you believe all you bad and it will never be me. That will never be me. But society has a system for that. And we produce it a lot faster than you. The prison system is filled with men. The cemetery is filled with men thinking they knew better. We encounter you all the time. And it starts here where life is easy.
And mommy paid the bills.
Everything is paid for you. You have to come and do one job.
Learn.
And when you miss this step, you are lost. You end up working for somebody who you have no choice. Coast Guard catch you on the open water trying to smuggle drugs. We don't care what your age, a bullet and no age and no name. Because you believe you're bad. Police catch you, the same man who shoots and think you know everything else. I might see you running my lot now, they see you all the time. You think you all know better. And you end up in a system that has to show you better when you have the choice now that you can make. There's a way back, you know, there's always a way back.
Yeah.
But the choice is yours. And you're responsible for the choices that you make. Don't end up down the barrel of a gun thinking it will never be me. The cemetery and prison filled with people thinking the same way. So make your choice now, make your stand now. You don't have to be disruptive. You don't have to follow the next man who think you know better. just know this is the easy portion of your life.
Best.
Yeah, the
time.
best. Yeah.
Free.
They will, according to my colleague, there will always be a bigger monster than you. Make your choice now. Nothing wrong with doing good. People say doing good is something soft. Yeah. Is something soft?
That way it takes the real guts, actually.
It takes a man to do the right thing, while other people telling him something else. You will only face that when he decide to make positive choices. Or they get quiet simply because what? Is the truth. You'll always have some resistance, you'll always have the odd one trying to disrupt. That is just background noise. Take all your life serious.
So because of time, we won't touch on sexuality, but I'll ask Briggs to make his last statement to the young people and those who would be viewing this video as well.
I want to say that you guys are lucky guys. I want to carry it that you all are blessed. Because having a program like this to help to make sense out of what this society that we live in. And you know, my colleague here, he mentioned things like there are men in the prison, men in the jail. And you don't understand that men are under attack. That you guys are under attack. And this is not attack like from a man and no, this is a spiritual thing. The devil himself has targeted males. Because again, males are the leaders of society. And if he could, and society is as good as its leader. If he could get all the leaders to get caught up in shooting and killing one another, to get caught up in having sex, leaving other young ones to become just or even worse than them, to get caught up in any system other than doing what is rightfully yours, which is to be a leader in society. And I want to Pastor talk about it in Genesis. God gave man, he said, I given you dominion. Now if you understand that, the devil, all he ever wanted was his dominion. God say, here's what, I'm making this man in my image and likeness, and I'm giving him dominion over this earth. And the devil don't want that for you, because he wants to be like God, and he wants to have dominion. And therefore he put up a system that attacks males. And that's why you will see the prison full of male, the cemetery full of male, but the church hardly any male. I went to church Sunday gone, it have 20 something males and 100, almost 200 women in the church. Where all the men? Right? At the end of the day, you are under attack, and you have to understand that when you get this kind of information, take it and run with it. Because when I see some of you guys later, he might talk about the prison and different systems. Sometimes I see you now in the health system is either you get shot or you come with AIDS and things, because you know how much men get AIDS in jail because there's somebody's wife in jail. Take this information and run with it.
Alright, I'll hand over to Christopher Mears for his last statement.
Most I would say, I know in this room, like a lot of the information probably gone over all ahead and all they don't really care. I would say take this, right? As everybody kind of suggested, you have the choice. Be responsible with your choice that you make, right? You have the choice. Be responsible with the choices that you make. Life could be nice, but you have the choice to make the right choices with the responsibility that you have. And I just want to share that with you before.
Last statement, Mr. Edwards.
I think being a man is taking responsibility, not being real. So fellas, as we on the last year, from the back to the front. Yeah, just give me 1 minute. This is the last year. So if you're not a fraud, you want to be real, right? Should I be real? Where you wearing right now? That means what? You're a student? Then why not be a student? In other words, if you want to be real, if by the real man, you put on a uniform, then live up to where you want to be. And where are we? In school. Where you come to school to do? So if you're not learning, are you being real? So in other words, the realness you like to talk about. Why you are real? Let me take the most basic realness for you right now. You in a uniform and you don't care about school, you're a fraud. But you don't want to tell nobody that. You ain't man enough to admit you're a fraud. You're not going to my let mommy know, hey, I'm not at no school and thing, you know. You're playing the game right down to fail. You contented to fail the exam, everything, and prove it at the end. But you don't want to tell them before. Some of you not studying, you know you ain't going to do good in no exam. You're struggling to spell CXC or CAPE. But yet, you're putting on uniform every day and coming and pretending and playing as a ranking thing and you ain't listening, you're on your phone, you ain't own no phone, your mother buy that phone. If you are thinking, if it's not yours, you're working for a boss man who cook up in the house, comfortable, and you taking all the risk. So don't give me no talk. What I'm saying, if you want to be real, put on the uniform, come to school, and do what school require. What school require? For you to learn. And anybody who's stopping you from learning, that's your friend? No. Huh? No. That's your friend? No. That's your friend? No. If you come to school and your friend learn, you know don't learn. What is? And you will meet more down the road. I wish all you the best. I wish God's blessings upon you. I wish something we say sink in your head. I wish, what form this is?
4. 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Exam right there. Well, exam for all of you. Right there. If you don't pay attention, somebody get heads up to prepare right now. 1 goal. Pass the exam. 5 subjects and you're inside. 5 subjects and you're inside. God's blessings.
Alright, last from last from Anthony. Last from Anthony Goddard.
Alright, so simply put, you all have the choice to make. It's fine, it's fine. You've been doing this for a little while now. So understand you're a bit restless. But you go and work with somebody and you can't do that. But you do that here. And this is what preparing you for life. So make the right choice. Another example. Where will he be in 10 years? I hope that he can change his trajectory. But where will he be in 10 years? And you follow him and you will be in the same place. After the society has a system designed to treat with this type of behavior. So make your choice now.
So I want to thank Eliel Briggs, Anthony Goddard, Christopher Mears, Floyd Edward for coming out and gracing us with their presence and their experience. Come on, give it up there.